and welcome back to my little corner of the internet where I like to talk about some witchy shit, some health shit, and some political shit. I hope you guys are doing well today. It's a little chilly. We got a cold start, but we'll finish the year good, right? Right. I hope so. 2020 has been a dumpster fire for some. Okay, for many. But I really hate to tempt faith, but what else could happen that could top this year, you know? We have a deadly disease that is wreaking havoc on the whole world, overtaxing the healthcare workers. They are experiencing a lot of mental distress because people aren't taking it seriously, which then, excuse me, I can kind of draw a parallel between like the chronic illness community. We're pretty good at kind of like quarantining ourselves, staying safe for the most part. If like some of us have the ability, even before all of this happened, some of us had the ability financially or otherwise to not go out into public as much because it could take away our energy, make us sick, all of that. And just like with doctors, probably when they see other people kind of like flaunting the rules, whether they be elected officials or just regular old Joe and Joanne like Smith, you know, when people see that, like healthcare workers or chronic illness community peeps, it's a kick in the teeth. It's as if what we have done, what we are doing, what we stand for, our lives don't matter. Because if you're taking reckless actions, like there's a church, for instance, that is trying to scrub its image because there was leaked footage of like a Christmas Eve worshiping get together and packed shoulder to shoulder. We're talking like a huge ass church, like a mega church level, and people crowded like shoulder to shoulder singing. Okay, I get that. You want to have some sort of semblance. You want to have some kind of Christmas aspect. Okay, great. You couldn't put that on hold for a year so we could get this stuff behind us? No, you had to go and sing your heart out in a false expression of Christianity. There, I said it. In the Bible it says, don't stand on the street corner exalting your love for Christ. Same thing, kind of like with public worshiping, you know. It's basically masturbating in front of people to say, look what I can do. Look what I do. Look what I believe in. You're like, great. Really, really proud of you. You know? I just don't get it. You can pray in a closet. You can pray in the bathroom. You can pray anywhere. I think that's one thing I like about witchcraft. We don't impose our lives, our views upon others. For the most part, we also don't congregate in large groups during a deadly pandemic. Just saying. You know, we have a full moon, so hopefully that can help to shed some light on all the chicanery and dickery attitude. I'll just put it out there. So maybe people can look into that pond of still water and see the reflection of who they really are. That would be great. But I don't know if that will happen. One person I would really like to have be visited by, like the ghosts of Christmas past, future, and present, is McConnell. He is a little turtle dictator wannabe. Minus the tater part. Let's get the extra out of the COVID bill. Like, why the hell is Twitter and all the social media things that are in the bill, why are they even there? This should be about helping the American people get back on their feet. This should be about helping American people get food on the table. This should be about helping American people pay their bills, care for their families. If they're an essential worker, have the ability to take a little bit of time off to do some self-care, because they've been going and going and going since the beginning of this stuff without really much relief. So if we were able to get our people the help that they need, the assistance that they need, where would we be at this point next year? I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm also not an elected official, so I'll just put that out there. Excuse me. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me. We have the full moon today, last night, and tomorrow. The energy usually is there for about 3 days. So if you didn't do what you wanted to do last night, you still got another chance. It's a good time for, I have my notes because I have brain fog. I have several chronic illness conditions and I'm on medication. So notes are helpful. Tonight, yesterday and tomorrow's full moon are good for goals and goal setting. And it's a good starting point to check in. Where are you? Where do you want to go? You know, it's a really good thing that it's happening on New Year's Eve time, because it's usually when we turn and do a little inner reflection to see, okay, where am I? Where do I want to be? What steps do I have to take in order to get to where I want to be? We got a whole another year ahead of us. Let's pace ourselves and get to our goals. And with that, I will leave you with, I am creative in all areas of my life. And creativity doesn't just have to be in like writing, painting, stuff like that. You can bake, cook, decorate, make cards, all of these creative processes. Even in research, I learned it's all involved. And if you sprinkle a little creativity on it, it just gets even better. It's kind of like ginger or cinnamon for me, a little bit extra, you know. If it calls, same thing with garlic, but not in like the sweets. If it calls for like maybe a teaspoon, I put a tablespoon in. It's all good. It's so tasty. But if you're baking, remember, if you double the cinnamon, you want to actually increase your fluid level in your recipe, because cinnamon has a tendency to dry things out. And there we go, multifaceted. So I hope you guys are doing well, continuing to wear your mask, being kind to one another, and I hope you guys have a good plan for a happy, safe, and sane new year. So I will see you in my next video. Bye!
I used to think if I couldn't find hope, I should just let it all go. I used to think if I couldn't make dreams come true, I should just let them all